Having The Rock play Maui in the new live-action Moana added a very interesting dimension to his character. Being this older guy in a bad wig talking about how great his hair is makes it feel like a washed-up celebrity trying to cling to the glory days, kind of like The Rock himself is doing with this very movie. And in both versions, Maui's arrogance and pride mask the insecurities and fear of abandonment that caused him to seek the approval of humans. Yet this mask is much weaker in the live-action film. Your welcome is so much more clearly a performance here. It's the most vibrant, colorful, and animated sequence in the entire film, and in the end, it's shown to all be a sort of illusion, just like the charisma and charm he's putting on for it. Sure, he still thinks Moana is lesser than him and has to learn to not underestimate her, but the arrogance here is more clearly a show. He has to convince himself of his greatness. And The Rock really plays into this idea while being visually less impressive than the animated version. I just personally think it works well for his character arc and makes this version of the character a bit more distinguishable than many of the others are from their animated counterparts. To me, where this movie generally failed is that it wanted to tell mostly the same story as the original without properly adapting for its new live-action medium. Like, there were some nice additions to the script, but so much of the film felt colorless and dull. It needed to maintain the cartoonishness of the animation, like the grandmother did a great job at, or it needed to lean more into the emotional realism that it could, like, in my opinion, it did mostly for Maui. To be clear, I'm not saying this movie wasn't enjoyable to watch at all outside of these aspects. There were just so many moments that were more fun to watch in the original and came across as awkward in the live action because they weren't properly adapted, which is why I found myself so pleasantly surprised by much of what they did with Maui, especially after hearing so many people complain about The Rock's performance. Because to me, it's one of the few things that made this movie stand on its own.